All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome back to the session. It's been a while. It's been a while. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. What a week. What a week, right? Can you guys hear me? Before we even get started, can everyone hear me? Please confirm with the yes if you can hear me. Let's get the session started. Yep. Great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. No, let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. What a week. What a week. What a week. If you're watching us for the first time, please subscribe. Please subscribe, like, share this session. You guys were with Ashley the whole of this week, the whole of today, but I'll be doing this session. All right. Next week, I'll be with you guys. Hope you guys had a good week. Hope you guys had a good trading week. It's been a good week filled with a lot of opportunities. I hope you guys have been checking them out. Hope you guys took advantage of them. Yeah. What we spoke about last week with you guys has happened, right? The movements we spoke about did happen. Maybe one or two changes there, but 90% of the analysis went in our favor. Hope you guys have been keeping a very close eye on them. So we're going to go to the charts now. I'm going to switch to the charts. I just want to do this first, right? Obviously, if you guys don't have an account, you can sign up for a trading account on our website, tdmarkets.com. A simple process, right? It is a Friday, guys. Just going to do a quick overview, which is going to prepare us for next week. All right, let us do this. There we go. Great stuff. Let me look at the chat there. We've got Tanya, Jules, AV Trader, Noveni, Robert there as well. Some of you guys might not know me, but most of you guys do know me. I go by the name of Tsepo, another half of what we do here at TD Markets. So you'll be seeing myself and Ash in these sessions as well as the education sessions. All right. So let's get right into it, guys. We have been talking about the dollar. We've been focusing on the dollar. I told you guys that the dollar is going to continue to strengthen. All right. It's going to continue to strengthen. So I just want to start with the DXY. Let's have a look at the DXY and then we'll go to the currencies. All right. Let me just open the DXY here. Just 1 second here, guys. All right. All right, there we go. I'm going to switch to the DXY and just have a look at where the DXY is. All right, just have a look at where the DXY is. All right, just a second. There seems to be a slight problem. Just a second, guys. All right. Okay, cool. So this is where we are, right? We spoke about the DXY. Look at where the DXY is. Look at where the DXY is. All right. The last time I was with you, I said, look, the DXY is going to go up. From this low, it's going to go up. So what does this mean? It means we're anticipating dollar strength. So this week, we're anticipating dollar strength. Whatever we do, we want to buy the US dollar. As simple as that. As simple as that. All right. So let's go to the dollar and let's see how the dollar has played out. All right. Let's see how the dollar has played out. GBP USD. GBP USD fell. GBP USD fell. There was a trading opportunity. All right. We spoke about GBP USD falling. I'm not sure if you guys were keeping an eye on it. But GBP USD fell. It's now on 1.334, trading around 1.334. This is the move we spoke about the last time. All right. There was an opportunity around this area. There. All right. Is the DXY not gonna be available on the MT5? We've been waiting on it. I'll just check the status of that. All right, we've been waiting on it. I'll just check with our tech team. I'll just check with the team that what's happening with it. All right, but we've been waiting on it. All right, I'll revert back to you guys on Monday or next week, sometime next week, with the answer on the DXY. All right, so GBP USD, guys, has fallen. All right. This is how it's looking now. And then we spoke about Euro USD, right? Did anybody see GBP USD? Let me see if there's anyone who is currently in GBP USD at the moment. Is there anyone? Maybe you took your profits already. I don't know. Anyone? Nope. Yes? No? All right. I don't think there's anyone. Okay. And then we spoke about Euro USD. We said Euro USD is going to drop. We said Euro USD is going to drop. All right. We said that almost there. Right. Almost there. 1.136. 1.136. Right. Almost there. Almost there. Right. So Euro USD fell. Almost there. I just placed a buy on GBP USD. Why are you buying GBP USD when the dollar is strong? Are you buying the correction? I don't know, Robert. Are you buying the correction because the dollar is strong? The dollar is strong. Are you taking advantage of the correction? I don't know. But I'm in a sell. Right? I'm in a sell. My take profit is down here. Is down here. That's where my take profit is. Down there. You are trading the correction. Okay. All right. No, that's not a problem. Euro USD also dropped. Right. There was a lot of opportunities on Euro USD as well. There was plenty of opportunities. Another opportunity is forming now on Euro USD. GBP USD, there's also a sell opportunity that's forming as well. All right. So Euro USD also, there's a sell that's forming. I don't think it's ready. I don't think it's ready now. We'll talk about this next week. All right. NZD USD also went down. I didn't trade it. I wasn't very keen on it. AUD USD also, I wasn't very keen on it as well. And USD JPY. USD JPY. Did anyone see this? I mean, we spoke about USD JPY also the last time. We spoke about the USD JPY also the last time. There's another trade coming on USD JPY. You see that? There's another trade coming on USD JPY as well. right there. So the dollar is strong. At the moment, the dollar is strong. Obviously, the market will not move in a straight line. All right, it's gonna move, creating these corrections there. Right, so these corrections are opportunities to jump in. There's another correction coming, another opportunity to jump in. You see that? Robert, you went long on USD JPY, also went long. All right, so USD Swiss, I did not trade USD Swiss, I trade USD CAD. So USD Swiss, I left it. I anticipated USD Swiss to come back down here. The only way I was gonna buy it is if it came back down here first. So my outlook on it was that we're gonna come back down here, and then from there we are gonna do this. So I was willing to buy it down here, but look what the market did. The market didn't even go down here, didn't even come back. So that's why I left it. That's why I left it, right? I mentioned about the importance of a trading plan with you guys the last time, the importance of a trading plan. So my trading plan on USD Swiss was to buy this here. So what happened? The market did not give me that movement. So does it mean that my trading plan doesn't work? No, it's not even about that, guys. It's not even about that. All right. However, USD CAD, this is where I'm in. I'm in a buy on USD CAD. Right. I mentioned the last time that I want to buy USD CAD. So USD Swiss, I didn't take it, but I'm on USD CAD. All right. And then the AUD, guys, have you guys been following the AUD? My word. Not the AUD, but the JPY. The JPY. My word. My word. The JPY. This week, all the currency pairs did not retest the POI before continuation. That is from the informative channel. Yeah, no, look, informative channel, if you were anticipating them to do that and they didn't do that, then that is out of our control, right? If you wanted to buy on the retest of the POI and that didn't happen, then you wait for it. You wait for it. You wait for it. But there were opportunities, definitely. GBP USD, there was an opportunity. Euro USD, there was an opportunity. The JPY pairs, there were opportunities. You see how it is. So yeah, so the JPY, guys, the JPY moved. The JPY moved. We said it's gonna come back to do a correction, and then from there it's gonna move. All right. And there's been other opportunities along the way. So AUD JPY, Euro JPY, Euro JPY, right? Euro JPY moved as well. CAD JPY, CAD JPY moved. NZD JPY moved. NZD JPY, it gave us a structure, right? It gave us like a deeper structure here, and then the breakout did happen. All right, the breakout did happen, so there was a trading opportunity there as well. All right, NZD JPY moved. USD JPY moved as well. GBP JPY, waiting for GBP JPY, waiting for GBP JPY. So you see what's happening. It came back to this zone. It came back to this zone. Look at that. It came back to this zone. So now I'm looking for a buy on GBP JPY. This is for next week. I'm looking for a buy on GBP JPY. The oil did go up. All right, the oil did go up. The oil did go up, but I'm not in any trade on this one. But we spoke about it pushing up. All right, we spoke about it pushing up, both WTI and Brent crude. We spoke about it pushing up. Next to PSG interest rate, I fear the huge for. Okay, no problem, Noveni. If you want to stay away from it, it's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. Yeah, we'll see how the interest rates is gonna come out. We'll see how the yen interest rate is gonna come out next week. I understand that there is the FOMC meeting as well next week. The US interest rates next week as well. The pound interest rates, the yen interest rates. Yeah, so we've got the yen interest rates, the pound interest rates, and the dollar interest rates. You know, with the yen interest rates, I'm looking at the forecast. It's expected to remain the same. It's expected to remain the same. The dollar interest rates, FOMC, expected to remain the same. The pound also expected to remain the same. So markets are forecasting no rate change in next week's interest rates decisions. So we'll see. All right. So this is how this week is looking, guys, right? What we spoke about last week is happening right now, right? There were a lot of opportunities. As you guys can see, the market moved. The only euro pound as well. I almost forgot the euro pound. Look at where the euro pound is. Look at where the euro pound is. There we go. All right. The euro pound is above 161.8. 161.8. Looking for more continuation. But the market has already moved, you know. Market has already moved. But we'll look at this next week. Does end of the month affect forex pairs? Nah, like what do you mean if end of the month affects forex pairs? Do you mean that? Yeah, what do you mean exactly by affecting forex pairs? to be honest, I have not seen it. I have not seen month end affecting forex pairs. I haven't seen it, right? Look, the market is the market. It doesn't matter whether it's the beginning of the year, the end of the year, beginning of a new month. The market is a market. It has its own structure. It has its own sort of like way of moving. It has its own flow, all right? So end of the month, end of the year, beginning of a new month, whatever, those things don't necessarily affect the market, because if the market is moving in a structure and that structure there is momentum within that direction, the market will move in that direction. All right, the market will move in that direction. So yeah, I don't think it's a matter of the beginning of the month affecting certain pairs. Now, as long as there is volume and momentum in that direction, the market will move. Yes, there are changes. The momentum changes. The momentum slows down. Those things are part of the supply and demand. All right, but I don't think. I've never seen anything like that. In my 9 years of trading, I haven't seen anything like that. In my 9 years of trading, I haven't seen anything like that. All right. Great stuff. So guys, it's a Friday. Looking on a monthly time frame, there seems to be pivot points which happens at the So with those pivot points, have you seen changes because of the pivot points? I mean, that's going to be the question, right? If you've seen changes, then you've seen what you've seen, right? Do those pivot points affect the market at the end of the month? Yeah, so from my side, I haven't seen anything like that before, right? I don't use pivot points. I know pivot points as a concept, perhaps as a strategy. I know pivot points, but I don't use pivot points, right? My thing is, yeah, I use Elliott waves. I use Elliott waves. I use the Dow theory. I use harmonic patterns. Combine it with supply and demand order blocks. That's what I use. Elliott waves, the Dow theory, right? There's a Dow theory methodology, harmonic price patterns, and then obviously market structure, right, as a foundation, and then I use those things on top. There's a lot of methodologies in the world, right? Pivot points is another one. So on my side, I don't use pivot points, right? I use Elliott waves, Dow theory, supply and demand order blocks. That's what I use. Fibonacci as well. That's what I use. That's why I told you guys about a drop coming on Euro USD. Right, that's why I told you guys about a drop coming on Euro USD, right? Because of those concepts, GBP USD, that push, because of the concepts I just spoke about. All right, AUD JPY going up. You see how it is? Yeah. CAD JPY going up. This is all, yeah, this is just the concepts that I use, All right. So ladies and gentlemen, right? It is a Friday. Hope you guys had a good trading week. This week was one of the best weeks. One of the best weeks. All right. So let's see next week. Let's come again next week. Let's see what's going to happen. All right. But looking at the dollar, looking at the DXY has not completed its move. All right. It has not completed its move. So we'll have a proper look at this next week, but it seems like the dollar will continue to strengthen next week. We do have a couple of interest rates decisions, the pound, the dollar, the yen interest rate decisions. The forecast is no change. So it seems like with regards to the dollar, it seems like the market is already pricing in, or has already priced in the no rate change. But we'll talk about this properly next week, right? But just an overview of this week. The dollar dominated this week. Gold has been just volatile. Gold has been all over the place, right? It has been all over the place. But I took I'm also holding silver as well. Right? I'm holding silver. This is silver. Right here. Right, gold, I'm not holding gold. We'll have a look at gold next week. But silver, to me, silver, there was a setup on silver, right? This was a Fibonacci setup. You see that? This was a Fibonacci setup on silver. So yeah, so anticipating silver to, but we'll see, right? This week, the commodities have been all over the place. All over the place. All right. We'll see. Informative channel, what I know is that there are some false movements at the beginning of the month, day, session, and at the end. Okay. I mean, false moves do happen. Manipulation does happen, It does happen. Manipulation. So obviously, if you're trading the minute time frames, you have to be wary of manipulation. But if you're trading the the daily, the 4-hour, the 8-hour time frames like I do, manipulation does not affect me that much. The false movements, the false breakouts do not really affect me that much. All right. So yeah, I keep it very simple. Keep it very simple. Market structure, that's it. Market structure. And basically having a good understanding of supply and demand, right? Having just a solid understanding of supply and demand in the market, because the markets are driven by supply and demand. Yes, there are other concepts that you can choose, but if there's no demand in that currency won't move. You see what I mean? So it's supply and demand. And then obviously the market is a battlefield between the buyer and the seller. So there is going to be that fighting, which sometimes causes false movements, like you guys say. Those things do happen. But if there's enough demand for that currency, then the momentum will be there. And your job is to look for structure. Identify market structure, trade in that, trade alongside that or in line with the momentum, and then you're good to go. You're good to go. All right. So that's why I tend to keep my charts clean, clean like this. I tend to keep my charts clean like this, because I've identified whether there's momentum or not. If there's no momentum, I won't look at it. But if there's momentum, you will often see my charts this clean, right? Like right now, this is CAD JPY. CAD JPY, the last time we spoke about that 117 on CAD JPY, 117. You see, it's almost there. It broke past 116. Now we're looking at 117 being the target now. Right? And then you just trade in this direction. That's it. You trade in this direction. Whenever the market corrects like this correction, right, it's an opportunity for you to jump in and join the trend. Right? You see these corrections. It's just an opportunity for you to join in the trend. That's it. That's it. All right, guys. Cool stuff. So yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, right, this is how things are looking. Obviously preparing for next week. I'm coming back next week. I'll be with you guys next week. We're gonna have a look at the charts, and then yeah, it's gonna be another good week next week. This week was good, last week was good. Yeah, so next week there's a lot of economic reports that are coming out. So we'll see what's gonna happen. I think there's gonna be a few trades next week. We'll see what's gonna happen. But the direction I've given you guys, the dollar direction, the JPY direction, that has not changed. It is still gonna be our focus going into next week. Right? We're still looking at dollar strength. We're still looking at JPY weakness. So you see what's happening here, guys, right? In closing, what has been happening for not only these past 2 weeks, but for even since last year, right? What has been happening is you have the JPY, right? You've got the JPY, and then you've got the dollar. I'm going to make an example with these two. All right. So this is this is going to be educational for some of you guys, right? Now, what's been happening here is that capital has been coming in the dollar. Capital has been coming into the USD, right? Money has been coming into the USD. And one of the areas money is coming from is the JPY. So money has been flowing out of the yen to the USD. Money, capital has been flowing out of the JPY into the into the USD, meaning investors worldwide have been selling the JPY, acquiring the dollar, right? They've been selling the JPY, buying the dollar. There. So money has been moving, right? So this is supply and demand. This supply and demand. That's why I'm not even worried or shaken with regards to the interest rates, right? I'm not even worried about interest rates because money is flowing. For this to happen, guys, right? For this to happen, for money to go out of the dollar into the JPY, you know what needs to happen in the market? The whole structure needs to change. So for instance, if you're looking at CAD JPY and JPY is going to strengthen, that means the whole structure needs to change. How long will that happen? When will that happen? That is the question. That is something nobody knows, right? But it's unlikely that this is going to happen very quickly because money has to go out of, for instance, the US dollar. So this is what's happening at the moment. This is what's happening at the moment. That's why going into next week, right? For me personally, this will be the focus for me personally. In my trading plan right now, I've got the, for next week, maybe for the whole of next month, I've got the yen, I've got the dollar. This is what I'm going to be focusing on. And with this, that means I'm going to be looking at not only UJ, I'm going to be looking at things like CAD JPY, AUD JPY, NZD JPY. And when it comes to the dollar, I'll be looking at things like Euro USD, GBP USD, USD JPY. Not only am I going to look at USD JPY, but the dollar pairs as well as the yen pairs. I'm done. That's it. That's my trading plan. I'm done. You see how it is, guys. So yeah, so next week, expect me to talk a lot about these two, the yen and the JPY, and the pairs, the dollar pairs and the JPY pairs. Expect me to look at these next week. All right. On that note, guys, I think let's call it a day. All right. It's been a good week. Let's call it a day. Let's come back again next week. All right. Yeah. Have yourselves a good weekend, guys. Stay warm, be safe. And then, yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday. All right. Cheers, everyone.